Hi everybody, welcome to day 26 of the Guardian Angel Messages and Light Language Activations. This one has a lot of codes today. It's very much about stepping into your spiritual path, into your true authenticity. It's very much a continuation of previous transmissions. The two angels here are about helping you to really step into success, and particularly in business or your endeavors, what it is that you're passionate about in any area of your life, whether that be family, setting up some kind of business, some kind of school, whatever it is for you, and taking it to the next level. Also starting to see, the fruits of your labours, what's working, what's not, honing that, but also honing yourself energetically and spiritually to really step up to the next level. The wheel of karma has turned another notch and cleared and stepped into more mastery, more power. It's a really a lot of codes to integrate, and it's a fairly long reading. So it's what we'll do first is introduce you to the two angels that are overseeing this reading and bring in the energies, be with you for the next couple of months. And then I'll bring through the reading and then some light language activations and healing from those messages at the end. So here we go. So the first angel is Meheyo, the vivifying god. Dates of February 5 to 9, sign of Aquarius, choir of archangels. Self-expression through writing, success in business through communication, protection against the forces of evil, inspiration and imagination, intense, fruitful and productive life, intelligence, receptivity and deep understanding, practical and innovative solutions, technological development, computer use and programming, writing, publishing, printing, broadcasting houses and libraries, reflection on personal experience. And the second angel is Rehahe, the all-seeing God. Dates of March 1 to 5, sign of Pisces, choir of angels. So both of these are guiding over the time periods of the next couple of months that are coming up. So I feel that this reading is really mainly about those periods of time. So for the next couple of months, these energies will be coming in and working their way through and grounding through your life. You'll see things coming up around these themes. Physical strength, protection from theft and loss of assets, love and social relationships, historical studies, justice and law, restitution and compensation, succession and inheritance, intuition, history and practical and theoretical sciences, giving and receiving, administration and accounting, and karma. So it's very much that business success, that success in your endeavors in the world and how they play out on the ground. So helping you with the pathways of how to get those going in the efficient way through the best technologies, how to use those technologies, how to set things up. I become very conscious over this time period that these codes have been coming in about boundaries, about efficiency, about really mindset as well, like where you're really coming from being in balance. So having that masculine and feminine in balance around that flow of inspiration, not getting too gung-ho and going 1,000 miles an hour in some direction that feels right, but then depletes you because you don't have enough breaks. Really listening to all parts of yourself, taking it at a pace that works for you, not going forward in panic stations because of some fear of, say, time constraints, or if something outside of yourself that's pushing you forward. But if you deepen into it, it's really a fear response, because you're trying to prevent something negative, or you don't want to repeat the past or something like that. Really feeling into, find that sense of inspiration. Why am I doing this? At the height, what feeds me around this? Why do I want to do this? And creating the environment that provides the best means of doing that. So setting up your environment, even your office space, so that it's conducive to you being able to really access that higher purpose, or that loving purpose within you, as to why you're going this direction, what you're doing this for, and allowing that to inspire you and set your pace, not pushing yourself, because you've got those old voices in your head pushing you forward, that kind of thing. Just creating a balanced lifestyle. Starting out the way you want to continue. You want to structure your week so that you've got space in it to fit everything in comfortably. Then, really keep aligned to that intention, and you're going to be more successful the more you can, in anything, the more you can be conscious of your physical needs, your emotional needs, as well as your business needs or financial needs. But there is, in this reading, a bit of an emphasis on success in business and communication and productivity. There's also receptivity and deep understanding, finding solutions, and there is protection from theft and loss. All these themes have come up a lot actually around me during this time period, and I've listened to 3 astrology podcasts, and they're all really talking about the same themes, not surprisingly, around breakthroughs now, having worked through the blockages, and having breakthroughs in your path forward now, things easing up. Where there was confusion, you're now getting a much clearer path ahead of you, and the blockages are like moving out the way. Some unexpected opportunities dropping in that just feel right, but also really, pacing yourself, not going too fast, not getting too excited. So the other cards that have come in around this are courageous alignment. This is the one down the center, which is the alignment. It's the pole in the center of the scales that's balancing everything up. It's that pillar in the middle, the foundation, the core. And what that's about is having the courage to step out in your brightness, in your light, to shine, to be who you are, but from a confident place, not an egoic place or a overinflated expectations, or pushing yourself too hard to achieve, or but really from that centered, balanced, confident place, having clear boundaries, and having learnt your lessons from the past in terms of what you're capable are, how fast you can go, how to set things up, having done some research, having tried a few things, working out, that does work, that doesn't work, that feels good for me, that doesn't feel good for me, so that you've honed what it is you're getting out there. You've maybe done a bit of market research around what people respond to well and what they don't when in your offerings. And also being aware that when you're coming from that, place where you're being your unique, authentic self, and you're in your joy, and you're being more seen, you're putting yourself out there and you're being more seen, you can get all sorts of reactions, especially if you're a light worker, because your light can also trigger people's, that light coming in. As it's coming in, it's affecting them positively. It pushes up their negative feelings and discomfort for clearing, and they can project that at you. So it's really about being in your power and in your strength, regardless of how others respond. And conversely also, being in that loving space, knowing that what you're doing is what you're doing. And even if somebody else is doing something similar and they're doing it well, they're not competition because they are not you. Being really happy for them and for their successes, because the more successful they are, if they're doing something similar, the more it actually promotes what you're doing. And this is not just in business. This is in everything. In essence, you found a tribe member, a family member, rather than someone who's potentially going to take your business or the attention or whatever it is that you're fostering. So yeah, it's really about feeling safe in who you are and in what you're offering, doing it boldly, courageously, lovingly, and it's being protected at an energetic level by you holding that space. Of course, on the ground there's things like intellectual property, and you do need to be aware of all of that, but holding that that solid, confident, safe space does affect 3D reality in terms of those kind of thefts and deceptions on the ground, and negative reactions on the ground, blockages on the ground. A lot of those have been coming up, and it's felt like it's really been a clearing out as those codes come in. And we've got this angel here who is protecting against that as well from the energy levels, and really balancing that giving and receiving, helping out with how the administration flow works. I often find that's on the ground a lot where problems occur and there's miscommunications and errors and things, and clearing through karma. I felt this week a very strong karmic cycle ending, and it felt very much around that balance between business and home, heart and head, really being able to balance that, the Capricorn Cancer kind of polarities. I'm hearing love and money, balancing love and money. They're taking me to this turquoise angel now. It's about the spiritual path. Your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. So what I'm hearing right here, at the same time as I'm reading that, is I'm seeing you stepping up to the next level of your own mastery. Whatever it is that you're uniquely here doing, bringing, being, is like elevated with that karmic wheel that just shifted. You stepping up into your new path, the new way that you're expressing it, the new way that you're offering it, the new way that you're delivering your light and your love in whatever that is for you, whether that's some kind of spiritual business, whether that's in your job, whether that's in your relationships, whether you're part of a particular community that you're invested in. And this happens the more you've, worked through the things that have been coming up, and you've got clearer and clearer about who you are, what's right for you, what you're bringing. Even if it's not fully conscious, you've been working through it, you've been feeling it out, you've been honing it. All those challenges have sharpened you. And you're more and more clear about what it is you're stepping into, where you're going. You might even be starting to see the path appear ahead of you, a little bit further ahead than just the next step. I know I have. It's like the fog has lifted, and it's now possible to see, oh yeah, I'm going that way because I can trust myself just to take the next step now at divine timing, at my own pace, at the pace that I now can really feel, no, that's too fast, or that's too slow, or yeah, do it now. A sense of timing comes in, a sense of, this way and now. It starts to become much more tangible. The more you're focused on that inner core of who you are and what you're here for, even if you're not fully conscious of what that is, or what that looks like, or how to name it, you can feel it. And when you bring your conscious awareness back to that feeling inside yourself, and you trust yourself to take those steps, to pace yourself, to be patient, to wait for divine timing, to keep yourself in that inspiration rather than that fear level, you can get a sense of that path, like, oh yeah, this is the next step, but I can see the bigger picture where it's going. You can see it much clearer, and you might even be starting to see evidence of it landing. Again, in my own, whilst we've been bringing these codes, really been seeing, where I was going and I was inspired and I took action, that's starting to bear fruit. And unexpectedly, even whilst I'm sick, it's still that work that I put in is bearing fruit. So if you're not feeling and seeing this now, these codes coming in will help you to ground that. So the card above that, so that's at the base on where we're going. And the card is the Radiant Feminine. So these are the feminine codes. But it's about stepping into that level of mastery again. That's why I was getting that when I read the other card. The level of mastery where you are leading others and shining your light for others to follow, being the lantern. I would like to actually just read the first paragraph for that one. You are a natural leader and an influencer. You know when to activate your fierce determination and courage, and when to be in receptive flow. Yeah, so, I've really just described that. That's what was coming through when I was reading the other card. It carries a confident, upbeat vibration. You're full of life purpose and creative visions while being centered and able to dance effortlessly through adversity and challenges. You're powerful and bold while being kind and friendly. You're self-actualized and aware of your strengths and challenges and how to best operate in the world. A new paradigm is emerging, balanced between strong independence and receptive creativity. It requires a new type of leadership, showing others the way through inspiration rather than coercion. Atata tita kakata tita kakato koko. Akatata tita kakata tita kakato ko. Akatata tata tita kakato koko. Akatatata. So I'm hearing it's safe to step up, it's safe to step out, it's safe to be seen, it's safe to lead. Atatata tita kakaka. Atatata tita kakakato. Atatatata. Atatata tita kakata kakaka. Akatata tita kakati tukoko. Atatata tita kakakatataka. Akatatatata. I feel something shifting down the spine, like there was a pole strapped to the spine holding you upright. Like in the old times, you might have been made an example of, you might have been put on a pole and shamed. But what I'm getting is that in those past lifetimes where light workers and way showers, leaders of light, were persecuted, made examples of and shamed, is that pole down the back also served as holding them upright, holding their head high in as an antidote, like in lifetimes after that, beyond that, that memory of that been something that pushed them to work through that, because we learn through contrast. So the contrast of that is holding your head up high, standing strong in your power, in who you are, in what you're bringing, regardless of people's responses. So that pole is being removed now. I can feel it shifting out, being removed from the spine. It's almost like the cross as well in Christianity. Christ on the cross, persecuted, made an example of, because the two reasons are, one, it's being shifted because there's no more persecution, that karma has shifted, that paradigm has shifted, where you can be put to death or persecuted for being your light. That the ascension energies have shifted us beyond that. It's also safer times now, so we're adjusting to the new environment. But also, we don't need anything holding us upright to keep going anymore. So it's almost like it was something that was holding us up. Go on, keep your head high, keep going. Something that we were giving ourselves a prop so that we could do that if we've been persecuted like that in the past. There's also, the tall poppy syndrome is very much in the culture, in many of the cultures in this world, is don't shine too bright, don't stand out, you'll get cut down, nobody wants you to be powerful, stay in your box kind of thing. So, but when you are designed to be a leader and you're designed to stand out, then these things are there for us to work through and overcome. to step up. Yeah, so we don't need the prop anymore that we've given ourselves, that prop along our spine to hold us upright and make us keep going through the continual challenges that show up to block us. And they will, when you're designed to be powerful, when you're designed to be authentic, when you're designed to be a bright light, pioneering something or really helping a lot of people. Because with power, with leadership comes responsibility, and you need to reach a level of mastery. So you will have come up against obstacle and challenge after obstacle and challenge. That's life, but your obstacle course will be that much harder if you've got a bigger role, or a brighter role. And that doesn't have to be on a large scale. It can just be that you're bringing a lot of power through into whatever you're doing and affecting people in a big way that you come into contact with. So if you're here to inspire with your authenticity, if you're here to shine a light, you have now moved to the next level, and you no longer need your propping you up, because you have cleared the karma, you've worked through it, you've reached a level now where you're being taken down off that cross. You don't need to keep pushing yourself so hard to get through things either. It's now about stepping into that trust and that faith and that confidence in yourself and what you're here for. Right, so I'm feeling that up through the neck now. Ashata iata 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 a. Ishata iata iata a. Ishata iata iata akato ataka a. So I can feel that in the lower back now, strengthening the lower back. Atata tiata iata kakata iata koko. Atatataka. Atatataka. Atatataka takatoko. Akatatata. Akatoko koko. Akatatata. So I'm really feeling the neck align with the heart and the throat. So the neck being the where you indicate yes or no. You indicate your choices. You say yes, you say no. It's about boundaries. What you say yes to, what you say no to, how much you give, whether that's in balance to what you receive. This theme came up in the last transmission as well. I can feel that all really aligning to heart, to spine, to central column, to central core. Very, very strong pillar that channels strong, powerful light and love through you into the earth grids and out into what you are doing in your life. Yeah. Just feeling those codes dropping in through the spine. I'm seeing emerald green. A lot of emerald green. Ta 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 ti ta ka ka to ko ko. Real balancing out, real wholeness between left and right side of the body, like a real integrated unit, really aligned to your higher self, to your higher calling. feet really strongly on the ground, present, confident, balanced. I've been seeing a huge amount of pink unconditional love coming in. And the brighter pink that's in that central card now, the courageous alignment, that pink is really coming through. It's really pouring through. Really breathing it into the lungs. Yeah, really feeling that moving through, just releasing tension. It's releasing horror, where there's been horror and shock in other lifetimes or other situations in this life where you have stepped into your power or felt passionate about something and felt like, yeah, I'm going to do it, and went to go ahead, and people squashed you down or discouraged you. So this discouragement is something that's come up in recent transmissions as well. So we're clearing that discouragement out of your system. Yeah, getting the pink in the other card as well, the radiant feminine. Yeah, I'm getting, if people have said, well, why should I listen to you? Why are you an expert? How do you know? We're clearing that as well, because there's a frequency in your voice, there's a frequency in your energy when you're communicating something that comes from higher wisdom, that's tangible, that can be felt. And you can trust that, and others can trust that too. They can feel it even if they're not conscious of it. Sometimes that in itself can trigger some of their wounding, but that's not about you. You're just bringing the wisdom through, and it feels like you've reached a level of discernment where you can tell, is this wisdom, or is it just something that someone told me that I believed, or some experience I had that's not relevant to this person, or is it wisdom? Is this channeled information from my higher self, from my higher knowing? And you can feel it in the quality of the tone, in the quality of the words, in the quality of the energy, both when you're listening to someone else and when it's coming through you. So we're really helping, these codes are helping to refine that discernment within you, whilst also clearing away the reactivity when others don't value your wisdom or don't recognize it as wisdom. Yeah, there we go. And that's bringing in a whole new level of acceptance within your system. Yes, there we go. So I'm feeling it also connected to believing authority figures, because they're authority figures, and shifting it to listening to the energy in the rules that are dictated to us and those authority figures that make those rules. Yeah, there we go. So feeling a big expansion and an embodiment of a higher level of your own being. Blessings, everybody. So that was a lot of codes. Actually, it took me a lot to integrate those this week. So it may even come up in physical clearing physical illness, coughs, colds, things like that. It could come up in challenges, an adversity or discouragement. But I hope that just like it did for me, that it comes through as real, clear, tangible progress, and that encourages you in your path, and compounds the truth that you're on track, and shows you also where maybe you're not on track. Blessings, everybody. Drink a lot of water, listen to your bodies, rest when you need to, and pace yourself.